जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरि गौर भक्तवृंदा। Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, पतित पावन श्री प्रभुपाद की, समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hearing from Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4th, entitled as Order of Fourth Creation. The creations of fourth order, and chapter number 22, starting with text 1. Chapter is entitled as Pithu Maharaja's meeting with the four Kumaras. Maitreya Uvacha Janesu Praginatasva evam Pithula Vikramam Tatro Pachmamur Chatvara Surya Varchashaha. Translation. The great sage Maitreya said, while the citizens were thus praying to the most powerful king, Pithu, the four Kumaras, who were as bright as the sun, arrived on the spot. Tamstu Siddhiswaran Raja Vyoman Avatrato Archisha Lokan Apapan Kurvanan Sanugo Achasta Lakshitan. Seeing the glowing effulgence of the four Kumaras, the master of all mystic powers, the king and his associates could recognize them as they descended from the sky. The four Kumaras are described herein as Siddheswaran, which means master of all mystic powers. One who has attained perfection in yoga practice immediately becomes master of the eight mystic perfections. To become smaller than the smallest, to become lighter than lightest, to become bigger than biggest, to achieve anything one desires, to control everything, etc. These four Kumaras as Siddheswaras had achieved all the yogic perfection achievement and as such they could travel in outer space without machines. While they were coming to Maharaj Pithu from other planets, they did not come by airplane, but personally. In other words, these four Kumaras were also spacemen who could travel in space without machines. The residents of planets known as Siddhaloka can travel in outer space from one planet to another without vehicles. However, the special power of the Kumaras mentioned here is that whatever place they went, they would immediately become sinless. They went to would immediately become sinless. During the regime of Maharaja Pithu, everything on the surface of this globe was sinless, and therefore the Kumara decided to seek king. Ordinarily, they do not go to any planets which is sinful. Text number 3. Tat दर्शनोद्गतान् प्राणान् प्रत्यादित्सुरिवोदितः स सद्यास्नुगो वैन्य इन्द्रियेषु गुणान् इव. तद्दर्शनोद्गतान् प्राणान् प्रत्यादित्सुरिवोदितः स सदस्योऽनुगो वैन्य इन्द्रियेषु गुणान् इव. तद्दर्शनोद्गतान् प्राणान् प्रत्यादित्सुरिवोदितः स सत्यस्यानुगो वैन्य इन्द्रियेषु गुणान् इव. तद्दर्शनोद्गतान् प्राणान् प्रत्यादित्सुरिवोदितः स सदस्योऽनुगो वैन्य इन्द्रियेषु गुणान् इव. तद्दर्शनोद्गतान् प्राणान् प्रत्यादित्सुरिवोदितः है कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार by nature and modes of material nature. As such, the conditioned soul is attracted to certain types of activities which is forced to perform because it is complete under the influence of material nature. Here, Pitu Maharaj is compared to such a conditioned soul, not because he was a conditioned soul, but because he was so anxious to receive the Kumaras that it was if without them he would have lost his life. The conditioned soul is attracted by the objects of sense gratification. His eyes are attracted to see beautiful things, his ears are attracted to hear nice music, his nose is attracted to enjoy the aroma of nice flowers, and his tongue is attracted to taste nice food. Similarly, all his other senses, his hands, his legs, his belly, his genitals, his mind, etc., are so susceptible to the attraction of the objects of enjoyment that he cannot restrain himself. Prithu Maharaj, in the same way, could not restrain himself from receiving the four Kumaras, who were bright by dint of their spiritual progress, and thus not only he himself but also his officers and associates all received the four Kumaras. It is said, birds of the feather flock together. In the world, everyone is attracted by a person of same category. A drunkard is attracted by two persons who are also drunkards. Similarly, a saintly person is attracted by another saintly person. Sritu Maharaj was in the topmost position of spiritual advancement, and as such, he was attracted by the Kumaras who were of the same category. It is said, therefore, that man is known by his company. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-salakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langyayate Girim Yatkipatamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanyam Ishwaram. In the previous chapters we saw that how Prithu Maharaj is guiding all his subjects and he gave a wonderful instructions. And in this chapter we see that uh, one time Prithu Maharaj was there in his court and the four Kumaras they visited. So it's mentioned the four Kumaras they are all very great devotees, pure devotees of Lord. And it's mentioned that they are themselves sinless and wherever they go that place also becomes sinless. And Prabhupada is telling that also they don't like to go to the places which is full of sins. But because this planet Earth was ruled by Maharaj Prithu and by his presence there was no sin. The whole thing was pure. And uh, even four Kumaras they desired to visit Prithu Maharaj. The four Kumaras they are coming to see Prithu Maharaj. They are coming from very far off place. They are staying in Brahma Loka. It's one corner of the universe. And Earth is in the center. So such a long distance they are traveling. It's mentioned they are traveling without any vehicles. By the dint of their mystic power, they were able to travel all such distances without any inconvenience. See that this how Narad Muni will also travel. So Prabhupada is writing the inhabitants of uh, Siddha Loka, they can travel without vehicle as they desire. They have such siddhis. There are different kind of siddhis. That one siddhi is one becomes lighter than lightest, and in this way one is able to travel anywhere he wants. So you see that these four Kumaras, they they are very eager to see Prithu Maharaj. And same way, Prithu Maharaj is very, very anxious to receive them. As soon as he saw them, immediately he got up from his throne to welcome them. As soon as he got up, all his ministers and all others, they also got up to receive four Kumaras. So this is a great fortune actually when one is met by a pure devotees. That is very, very rare occurrence in one's life. So we see that Prithu Maharaj immediately he was very anxious to receive them. And Prabhupada is writing that uh, because he himself was a pure devotee and he was therefore attracted by the same way he was attracted by other devotees. Birds of the same feather flock together. Prabhupada is writing this saying that because they are all devotees, so they are attracted to each other. He is giving another example that how a drunkard is attracted by another drunkard. This is we can practically see when a person is a drunkard, he is looking for some company to go and drink. That is, they very much want somebody to accompany them. So similarly, a devotee is very much attracted to get an association of another devotee. That is very natural, because in the association of devotees, the topics of Krishna consciousness becomes more realizable. It's already realizable, but it becomes more realizable. Satam prasangan mama virya samvidho bhavanti hita karna rasayana katha. It's mentioned that in association of devotees, the uh, Krishna katha becomes, it's already very sweet, it becomes very sweeter and it becomes very potent. And just by discussing Krishna Katha in association of devotees, one develops determination to practice devotional service. His Shraddha then becomes fixed, and he gradually progresses from Shraddha to Rati to Bhakti, to Shraddha, a firm faith, to to taste for devotional service, to perform devotional service, which get the taste, and then to their devotional service, pure devotional service. One progresses just by in association of devotees discussing Krishna Katha. So this is the potency of discussing Krishna Katha in the association of devotees. So you see that Prithu Maharaj is very, very anxious. And in this verse, the comparison is given that how the senses of a conditioned soul, they automatically act according to the modes. Similarly, the Prithu Maharaj immediately got up from his seat after seeing four Kumaras. It was so spontaneous. Prabhupada is saying, no, it's not that he is a conditioned soul. The comparison is given that it's like uh, if we see something very tasty, immediately the water will come out of mouth. It's not natural. So how the senses are reciprocating with objects of senses after getting in contact with object of senses. This very naturally, according to their three modes. It's like no, If somebody is in mode of goodness, he will be attracted by things which will be prepared in mode of goodness. He will not he will not be attracted towards uh, things which are in mode of ignorance, like very pungent or very hot, bitter, or like that. He will be, if he sees something is in mode of goodness, he immediately will be attracted. His t- tongue will be attracted. Similarly, a person who is in mode of passion, he will be attracted towards the object of things in modes of passion. So, prakirtya kiyamanani gunay karmani sarvasa ahankar vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. So, all of us as conditioned soul, we are acting according to directions of three modes of material nature. As the modes are directing or dictating us, we are performing the activities. But dilemma is that we are thinking that I am doing it. It is done by me. Like uh, already program is set and things are working according to the program. But when we get inside that, we are thinking that no, it is I am who is doing. But everything is programmed according to three modes of material nature and it is being carried out. But out of illusion, because of the illusion, we are thinking that I am the doer. It's because of me it is carried out. It's like a small child riding the motorbike. His father is asked him to sit in the front. Hmm? And the father is driving the bike, but the child is thinking I am driving and he is taking pleasure. So like that, we are carrying out our activities according to modes, but we are thinking that I am the doer. Prakirtya kiyamanani gunay karmani sarvasa ahankar vimud atma kartaham iti manyate. As Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita, this is 3.27. 3.27. So this does it mean that because it's acting up as a automatically by modes of material nature, then we are not responsible? The modes are only responsible, we are not responsible for our act. Who is responsible? We are responsible or modes of material nature are responsible? Why we are responsible? How we are responsible? Hmm. Yeah. We can, it is our choice to be subject ourselves to that particular mode. Say like a person who is very addicted to alcohol, hmm, doesn't mean that he should always drink alcohol. One is advised, should not drink, to come out of this drinking habit. And everybody knows that if he tries, he can come out. But still, we see that mostly people will continue to drink. They are not able to come out of this. So, uh, there is a choice. Our strong desire is there. And with that strong desire, we have chosen a particular mode. And because that particular mode we are enjoying. Uh, for other person it may seems like what kind of enjoyment is it is, but that soul in that mode he is enjoying that and therefore is addicted to do it. A lower taste. It's like for a human being, when he see a hog, he'll see what abominable kind of life it is. But the hog is also very attached to his life. He doesn't want to change his situation. You see that classical example that how Indra once became a hog, and he was so much attached to his situation. Even when uh, Lord Brahma called him back, he refused. No, no, how can I go to leave all these things? Better I live here only as a hog. So similarly, we get develop particular kind of taste in that association with three modes of material nature, and because of that we uh, performs these activities. We give uh, our sanction, our desire to do that. So only living entity is responsible. But he is being pushed by three modes of material nature. Therefore, it is our duty that we should transcend the three modes. Krishna is telling Arjuna that Traigunya Vishayo Veda Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna. Is telling Arjuna that the Vedas are deals with three modes of material nature and you should transcend these three modes. So it is actually our duty to transcend the three modes. And how we can transcend the three modes? As also Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. How to transcend the three modes of material nature? By executing devotional service. This is the only way. By performing devotional service, we can transcend three modes of material nature. So, the foremost of devotional service is Shravanam Kirtanam, chanting and hearing. And at particular Kali Yuga, we know that it's only process. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatyanyata. So by chanting and hearing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just chanting and hearing, see that we will be able to free ourselves from the effects of three modes of material nature, which is otherwise very, very difficult. How we are getting free from these three modes? By chanting. Yeah. Yeah. So this, as a conditioned soul, we are always thinking that I am the body. I am so and so. Prabhupada is telling a dog is thinking a dog. A rickshaw wala is thinking I am rickshaw wala. Person who is driving car, he is thinking I am car driver. Like that, we are all subjected. We have subjected ourselves to particular identity. So when we chanting the holy name of the Lord, when we are performing devotional service to the Lord, actually we are spiritually awakening. It's like person is in dream. So he identifies himself with all sorts of character. But once he wakes up, he understands who is he and what he's supposed to do. So when we are performing devotional service, we are actually spiritually awakening. We understand that Jivera Swarupa Hai Krishna Nitya Das. We are eternally, we are servant of Lord Krishna. So when we understand this, we are servant of Lord Krishna, and when we try to engage in Lord service, then we are not subjected to three modes. We are only subjected to three modes of conditioning when we are thinking that I am body. That is the liberation of Jiver Swarupa Mukti Hitva Anyatha Rupam Swarupena Vyavastiti. So when becomes free from three modes of material nature, means he understand that who is he. Just by understanding who is he, realizing that one becomes free from three modes. So by engaging this very powerful method, performing devotional service and especially Shravanam Kirtanam, one actually becomes free from three modes of material nature. Nashta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya. Bhagavati uttam sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. So, by performing devotional service, one becomes free from desires. What sorts of desires? What material desires? Yes, the desires for sense gratification. So this desires for sense gratification is also called abhadresu. Hmm? Desire for sense gratification is called abhadresu. Hmm? So just by performing devotional service, we are cleansed with this all sorts of material desires. Nashta prayesu abhadresu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttam sloke bhaktir bhavati naistiki. And then we become more and more fixed in devotional service. So here we see in this particular case that Prithu Maharaj is very, very attracted towards the four Kumaras. And we see that later Prithu Maharaj will request how he will receive four Kumaras. Then he will take instructions from them, and he will accept them as his spiritual master. So is setting up an example that one should surrender oneself to Lord Krishna, and that is done by taking shelter of a pure devotee of the Lord. Krishna also saying in Bhagavad Gita that one should approach a bona fide spiritual master and serve him and submissively inquire from him. Updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. And thus pleased by sincere soul, pure devotees, they can reveal absolute truth to them because they are in contact with absolute truth. So we see that Prithu Maharaj, he has given a wonderful instructions before to his subjects, and he is practically demonstrating that how one should act. So as soon as he meets with four Kumaras, immediately takes shelter of them. Fif- 15 minutes. Is there any question? Is there any doubt? Any question? Hmm. Uh, Actually, we are trying to do devotional service. Pure devotional service is sudurlabha, very, very, very rare. And this pure devotional service is only Krishna can give. Krishna is the distributor. He is the pure devotional. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine God Tvise Namaha. So this pure devotional service, how we can get from Krishna? Prabhupada is telling that according to our sincerity of purpose and mentality, Krishna actually reveals this pure devotional service inside our heart. So sincerity, we should understand that we are all suffering here in this material world, and we should develop love for Krishna, we should revive our love for Krishna. So that is the sincerity of purpose. We should be very sincere for what we are doing. We should not without focus that If we don't know where we have to go, then we will be taking all sorts of path. Yato mat tato pat. You say no. So we not very clear about our goal, purpose, then we will doing all sorts of gymnastics. So the sincerity of purpose should be there, and then one should be very, Krishna is saying how one should behave, mentality. Tinadapi sunichena tarorapi sahisuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Should be humbler than the grass, tolerant than a tree, should give all respect to everybody, should not aspire for any respect, always chant the holy name of the Lord. Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Sri Prahlad Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki, Sri Tai Gaur Sundar ki Jai. So, so when we practice devotional service in this mood, then we see that Krishna being pleased with us, he will reward pure devotional service. But this pure devotional service is very, very rare. We are all subjected to three modes of material nature. So whatever we are doing actually is carried out by three modes. We can see which mode is dominating us. Mostly in Kali Yuga we see we are dominated by passion and ignorance. And when we practice, then we actually have some mode of goodness. So mostly we see is a passion or ignorance, or sometimes it will be goodness. So similarly, it is mentioned in Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, that the devotional service also which we are doing is in three modes. Devotional service in goodness, devotional service in passion, devotional service in ignorance. Not that devotional service is subjected to three modes. When we do this devotional service, actually our service is mixed with these three modes. So he says that passion is better than ignorance, and goodness is far better than both of them. So one should try to be in goodness and then perform devotional service, and even try to transcend goodness and perform devotional service. So how we can transcend the three modes, ignorance, passion and goodness? Because we are all subjected, we are programmed in these three modes of material nature. By default, we will be acting through these three modes of material nature. How we can perform pure devotional service while we are so much conditioned? Therefore, it is said that one should follow a pure devotee of the Lord. One should follow a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. When we are following the bona fide spiritual master and we are doing what is asked us to do, then we actually also perform pure devotional service. So like Krishna desires to get hot water, and we speculate and bring him cold water, then it is not pure devotional service. But through the spiritual master we understand that what is Krishna's desire and we try to serve him accordingly. So this is immediately, we can do this. Anybody can do this. Just approach a pure devotees of the Lord and render devotional service as guided by them. Then immediately we can come to the platform of pure devotional service. Therefore, we see this Prithu Maharaj, as soon as he is seeing 4 Kumaras, immediately taking shelter of them, immediately getting up from his seat, because he is understanding, this is a great fortune that he is being visited by the 4 Kumaras. Generally, people have to go and search and find out, but he is so fortunate that they have come. So he doesn't. He is very intelligent. He does not miss out this opportunity and immediately takes the shelter of four Kumaras. Like that, we should be also very intelligent to take uh, opportunity to take association of devotees. How we can become free from three modes of material nature? One is this, taking association of devotees. By an association of devotees, uh, actually it's easier to become free from three modes. Association is very powerful. By association of devotees, actually we cannot practice Krishna consciousness alone. We need association of devotees. Through association of devotees only we can know that whether I am doing it properly or not doing it properly. Krishna also actually uses devotees as his instrument to guide another devotee. So many times we will see that if we are doing something wrong, immediately we will be corrected by another devotee. And if we are very proud of, we are working with mode of passion, then immediately we will become very angry. But after some time, when we are thoughtful, we will understand that whatever he is telling is right. Actually, is Krishna only is who is directing him to say like this or to guide like this. So Krishna actually uses instrument, his devotees, to correct another devotees. Any other question? Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yeah. Actually, pure devotional service is available to us. Hmm. They say that साधु संग साधु संग साधु संग सर्व शास्त्र कहे लव मात्र साधु संग सर्व सिद्धि है. Just a fraction of moments association of pure devotees, one can get all perfection of life. So it doesn't. We don't have to be all the time, in their physical presence. So whatever instructions we get, if we take it very seriously and carry out in throughout our life, we see that we will be advancing very fast in Krishna consciousness. Like that, we can see that how Srila Prabhupada met with his spiritual master, and he told him you should spread this message of Lord Chaitanya everywhere. And he throughout his life he was meditating, and then he asked him to distribute books. Then he meditating always to distribute books. So like that, we have so many already. We have been guided enough. We just carry out according to their desire. Then we will see that we will progress in Krishna consciousness. Yes, yes, yes. And we try to do anything ourselves whimsically, then we'll get stuck. So therefore, we follow actually. Mantra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Patit Panchla Prabhupada ki jai.